Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Thanks for logging on to the latest video update here. Hey, it is dry around the area. The latest drought monitor that got released today, you can see, folks, they've actually got a good chunk of southern Indiana here now in the abnormally dry. That's the beginnings of a drought. Hopefully it won't extend beyond this, but the question, of course, is, well, we are a little parched. Are we going to see any rain out there? Right now, the model is not really looking overly hopeful with that. Our best chance of rain anytime soon is Saturday, and it's not just a great chance. I put the GFS into motion. See, essentially what's going to happen is this low pressure starts to eject out of the plains, and then it starts to move towards the northeast. The main chunk of the rain stays pretty centralized towards the low pressure, though, and as that low pressure pulls away from it, from us, the cold front drags through, but it's going to be more of a moisture-starved kind of cold front from the way things look right now. Nothing overly impressive for us, as you can see with this. High pressure works its way in, and really high pressure is going to stay keeping us large and in charge for a good while. And every once in a while, we might have a little tiny chance for a shower here, but you can see after this Saturday, the next chance that GFS has of any rain for us is Saturday, September 26th. So you get the idea as we continue to put it into motion here. Just not a whole lot of rain chances really coming up in the forecast, and that's unfortunate because, again, with that drought, I expect that this will probably start to expand to see abnormally dry status over much of the area. If you got weekend plans here, folks, just to put future radar here into motion, as I said, all dry tomorrow. Now you've got some showers up to our north and west here that come into play on Friday, but that's not going to affect us. Heavy rain looks like it could impact Illinois. It'd be nice to get some of that here, but as you can see, it starts to move towards us, and then, well, it just sort of falls apart because by the time you get into Saturday morning, it's dissipated into next to nothing. Maybe a few showers around according to this, but then as the day goes on, the front continues to move on, and the daytime heating, the showers are mostly away from us. So right now, go with about a 30% chance, maybe a 40% at most for rain on Saturday. A few showers around the area, but it doesn't look very impressive to me at this point. Right now, part of the quiet weather that we have been having is of course, the Pacific Basin has settled down a little bit compared to what it was in some of my previous videos. Only one typhoon to worry about out there right now, and it is going to recurve past Japan, move towards the Gulf of Alaska. Of course, when it does, we know from the typhoon rule 6 to 10 days past the recurve that has an effect on our weather. Usually brings a cool down and some showers with it here, and as you can see here, starts to recurve. We'll say about the 17th, 18th, right around in there. That put it to anywhere from the 24th to the 28th of September, affecting our weather around here. If we just take a look at the raw numbers from the ensembles, they're not really picking up on it yet. In fact, as you just look on the raw numbers, you can see as we end September, it starts to get even warmer. Now, I will say this, the GFS ensembles have a habit of being a little bit more of a warm bias, and well, you can see that they're forecasting 91 for tomorrow, and there ain't no way it's going to get 91. We're only going to forecast 85, 86 tomorrow. It's not going to be a 91 degree day by any means out there. A little bit too warm. I think ultimately the GFS ensembles have not caught on to the idea yet. Eventually, I think you'll see these these mid to lower 80s here. You'll start to see those trend down into the 70s again. But our normal high right now, keep in mind, is 78 degrees. It's still an above normal pattern that we are in right now. By the time we get to September the 30th, it's going to go down into the mid 70s by that time. It's only going to continue to cool as the average temperature is only going to continue to cool down as we head into October. So these low 80s are certainly well above normal for where we should be this time of the year. The above normal pattern does look to hang around for a little while. I think it will change as we head into October, but it's going to be later in October before that pattern change starts to take place. It looks like it's going to stay warm for a while, and unfortunately, it looks like we're locked into kind of a dry spell for a while. So that's good for farmers out there harvesting. No major worries there about having to stop the combine for rain or things like that. But certainly the yards and the soil could use a little bit of a drink. So maybe we might get this on Saturday, but it's not looking overly impressive at this point. 10-day forecast sort of shakes out like this. You can go to southernindianaweather.com, click on 10-day forecast. About 85 for your high tomorrow under partly sunny skies, 67 on Friday night. Then as you head into the weekend, again, 30%, maybe 40% at tops on Saturday the way things stands right now. A few showers around, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder. I'm not excited about our chances. I think it's going to be just a mostly dry day again on Saturday. Temperatures, though, behind that front will stay only in the upper 70s. And then we got some 70s back for a little while before we start to warm up to the 80s again. But you notice again, Saturday is the only day that I've got in the forecast in the 10-day with any chances of rain. So certainly we've got one of those forecasts ahead that are well, again, it looks dry. All right, just real quick tease for you. Remember, I've got my winter forecast coming up later. It's not going to be here in September. I've already issued my preliminary winter forecast. If you go to southernindianaweather.com, hover over the winter, and then click on 2015-16 preliminary winter forecast, and you'll be able to see my thoughts on what I'm thinking about here in the early stages for winter so far. But I always, every once in a while, just like to give you an idea of what the models are saying. Just one update. JAM's Tech model has been the most reliable really the past 3 years. It has absolutely nailed things. The latest one coming in from the Jamstack is for a cooler than normal winter once again. Of course, that lines up with what my preliminary thoughts are, so if you want to go over there, you can take a look up at that, folks. Again, my final winter forecast is not going to be issued until the end of October, very beginning of November. All right, folks, that is it for southernindianaweather.com. I am meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.